Hi there. Hello. Hope you guys are all safe. You're home and you're taking care of yourselves and your loved ones. This is Lockdown live on CNBC TV 18, and I am extremely excited because with me is the genius, the musical genius. We have Amit Trivedi. Amit, thank you so much for joining in. I can't tell you how excited I am. The only way I would have been a little more excited is had we been doing this in person. But nevertheless, it's a great, great opportunity, a great honor. Thank you for talking to us, Amit.
Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right. First up, how's it going during the lockdown, man? What's your day like, and what's your routine like? How was it earlier, and how is it now? How have things changed?
It's very boring, man. The routine right now. Each day is copy pasting. It's like same. The wake up. It's good in a way. There's a good discipline that I wake up at the same time. Breakfast is
Uh-huh.
like a dot at the same time, and lunch, then followed by snack, and then dinner. In between, there is some work or maybe some napping in between. And night when the night arrives, there's some Netflix, Amazon, some binge watching, and then
So
sleep again.
basically, you're enjoying your time with the family and everyone else, right? Because this is something that you wouldn't get to do earlier.
Yeah. But then it's been more than 100 days now. It's like
That's
I'm done
true.
with it. I have to,
But you've
uh,
been putting out a lot of work as well. I've been seeing a lot of work that you put out via AT Azad and all the other things that you're doing.
yes. So since I'm like a very active film composer, and
Right.
films have on a complete halt right now, completely stopped
Mm-hmm.
work. And there is no work. So it's very difficult. Before lockdown, we used to work 6 days a week and 12, 14, 15 hours a day. So that that grinding was like on and on. It's like a factory we used to work,
Yeah,
and that
yeah, yeah.
there's a halt that has come. So I didn't want to let that flow break. So I thought, let me start my own label. Let me keep myself busy and keep doing something. Otherwise, I'll go mad. Otherwise, I'll go
Um,
crazy.
I don't know whether you go mad or not, but the fans are loving the stuff that you're putting out, and I see all of that. I've been a big, big fan of songs of faith, songs of dance, and all the other things that you put out as well. But let's
Thanks.
talk about Times of Music. How did this show happen to you? This was sometime last year, I believe.
In fact, a friend, Ram, is a very good friend. Ram, who has curated the entire show, who has ideated
Hmm.
the entire show. He had, I was the first person he told me about in
Right.
2017. That was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
So 3 years ago, he told me that ऐसा कुछ मैं plan कर रहा हूँ. I'm planning a show like this, and I'm the first person I'm telling you, and I would like you to be a part of it. And obviously, let me know whatever it is.
Hmm.
And he told me the idea about how he wants two different generation composers come together and rearrange or reimagine their individual songs,
Right.
each individual songs. So that was like, wow, it's a great idea. Definitely, I would love to be a part of it. And then it got materialized in say 2019 at some point, early 19.
Hmm.
In May, like 19 May, we shot all the episodes. Uh, well, in the sense, I shot in May, but then it
Right.
was staggered from between April, May, June, July, four
So
months.
you are paying a tribute to R.D. Burman. That is quite fascinating.
And Jaidev Kumar.
And Jaidev Kumar. So people call these guys, ahead of their times. What is it that you find the most fascinating about R.D. Burman? Is it the rhythms? Is it the sound? Is it the futuristic compositions? The one trait that really stands out.
If you look at the overall picture, you can't go inside the rhythm and all. It's the energy and it's the vibe of the music.
Hmm.
Uh, he created in 1960s and 70s. That energy, that vibe is still relevant today, and I'm sure it will be relevant lots of generations to come, because that timelessness, that agelessness, his music has, which is tremendous. Any song you release today, any of his songs you release today, as it is, without
Hmm.
doing anything, youngsters who are 18, 19-year-old will lap it up like this. So that's like amazing. That's like an amazing quality to have, because not many. I don't know many people who can do that, who can achieve that.
So what
Imagine
songs
now,
are you covering?
I'm
What
doing
songs are you covering? Hmm.
I'm doing Aane Wala Pal. for Panchamda and Allah Tero Naam, Jaydev sir.
Wow. And what have you tried to do to bring your own touch?
It's very difficult to explain in a way. I've tried my own thing, whatever little bit I know of, because it's very dangerous, right, actually, to touch an iconic song by these iconic stalwarts created by them. It's by itself, it's a very you're walking on a thin line. It's dangerous because I was very apprehensive, very scared to touch their songs. I've grown up listening to that music. We've all grown up listening to that music, and suddenly I'm told to reimagine those tracks. It was like a big jolt to me first. How will I do that? It's not possible. But then I kind of warmed up to the idea, because I was totally not. I actually refused Rahman at one point. I don't want to do this show because I don't think I can. I don't think I can do justice to this. These are these stalwarts, and I don't know. Gali padega mujhe yaar. If I touch these songs, and if I go wrong, it can go either way. You never know. If I go wrong, तो मेरे को तो बहुत गाली पड़ेगा. So I think I should stay away. He convinced me. He said, "No, don't worry. कुछ नहीं होगा. I know you won't do anything bad." ऐसा वैसा. मैंने यार, I kind of warmed out after that. Ram, Vaibhav, Vishnu, they all convinced me into it. And
that's really interesting, and actually a very good point for me to ask you, what exactly is your process? Matlab, how do you go about composing a song? First, there is the scratch of an idea. Does a tune come in? Does a chord come in? What's your process?
It's a very random process. Trust me, it's a very random. There is there's no fixed process.
Okay.
Sometimes tune comes in. Sometimes there are lyrics that inspire you. Sometimes there's a situation that is in front of you. Sometimes there's an idea clicks. Sometimes there's this rhythm, which kind of...
Give me an example.
Oh my God. Like for the first one, like tune comes in out of nowhere, like Manja, Savarlu. These, I think, came in when I was sleeping. I was like in fast asleep, deep sleep, midnight.
Okay.
I woke up in the night and I recorded the melodies. So that sometimes just tune pops up from somewhere. Nobody knows from where. And then sometimes lyrics inspire you. Like for Ek Kudi,
Shiv Kumar
Batalvi's lyrics, they were really inspiring. So that Ek Kudi came from there. Then sometimes it's just the situation, like they are thrown into. Like I was thrown into jazz. Bombay Velvet was set in a 50s era, and it was all about jazz of Bombay, jazz culture of Bombay at that time of 50s, 60s. So those situations,
that would have been difficult for you, right? Because you're not formally trained, or are you formally trained?
No, I am not. I am not.
Then you keep learning every day.
Yeah. Lot of learning, imbibing, understanding. There is this genre, and it's a standard jazz. It was a little difficult to go into that old school standard jazz format. But then, sometimes you're thrown into the situation, those things inspire. So there's various things that kind of, there's no process.
Okay, so because there is no process and it comes randomly, like you say, sometimes things come at any time and all of that and stuff, there would probably be times when things would not come also, right? So creative block, how do you get over that creative block? Has that happened to you? I'm sure.
It's happened to me. Otherwise, it's not happened. Like luckily, touch wood, very rarely that those things happen. But in the past 3-4 months, it's happening because of the lockdown, because of the negative environment that's there around us,
right?
Day in day out, because there is no good news as such.
That's true.
Something wrong is happening every day. So that kind of it plays in your mind. You cannot avoid it. You cannot switch off your phone and not watch news and stay for 100 days like that. You have to be aware of what's going on around. So that kind of blocks your creativity, blocks everything. In fact, it blocks the energy also, your own energy.
Right.
You're not able to think properly, and that's what has been happening on and off. Some days are good, some days are fine, but some days are like horrible.
Is it a good day today?
Huh? Today I've been trying myself. I'm trying my best to sit and work, but I don't know. The weather is lazy. It's raining.
So let me put you in a spot. Let me ask you to compose just a random tune out of laziness and the weather there is. Just a random tune. I'll give you words.
It won't come because I'm just not there.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's a block as of now because of the environment, honestly. And the day got to know about Rishi Kapoor sir,
Yeah.
Irfan, Wajid Bhai, and then Sushant.
Yeah.
So those
was
few
amazing.
days, nothing was happening. Nothing. I couldn't enter the studio room. Well, क्या करूँगा आगे? Because mind was blank.
So Ladlunga was an escape, or that was your way of coping with it?
Way of coping with it. That 14th June, the morning I heard the news of Sushant Singh, and then that night, that evening itself, my Ladlunga, I wrote the lyrics also. I composed the tune. I sang. I had to, because I had to let it out of my system. Because it's fine.
And that would have hurt you because you've done quite a few. You've done a fair bit of work with Sushant Singh.
Yeah. It did hurt me. It did hit me hard. Actually, it did to everybody, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So that was a tough day, man. Tough days, I would say. 2-3 days were like bad, horrible. So these are sometimes such dark phases also kind of push you to create something. So my Ladlunga was coming from that zone.
That space. Yeah, one could imagine that, that angst of you shouting "Ki main Ladlunga." In fact,
whatever it is now, like either you do what Sushant did or fight it out. There is no midway with this scenario.
This is interesting. Let's go back to the early days. You started, I believe, toying around with a Chinese musical instrument, which I believe one of your neighbors got when you were in the 10th standard.
Don't say Chinese.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't say Chinese. So wasn't that the time that the musical bug hit you, or was it something which was there as a child?
You were always there as a child, but that kind of hit the nail, like what do you say? That did it for me, big in a big way. There was a unique instrument which I'd never seen.
What was the instrument?
I don't know. It had never seen or heard before. And after that also, I haven't seen or heard before from anywhere. It was just some God-sent thing, maybe for me. Here you go.
So what did it look like? Did it have keys or did it have?
No, it is just a small box. It was a box with a plate, all electronic plates on it. With an electronic plate, and there was an electronic pencil attached to it. Pencil.
Okay.
You attach and you just hit on the plate and.
Oh, that would have been such a great toy. What a fascinating toy it would have been.
Beautiful toy, and I was just doing left all studies, padhai, I was just playing with that toy, and look where I've landed.
Not bad. So you never learned music professionally. How did all your music education then happen?
I did a little bit, training here and there. I have taken from different gurus. For like 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, that way. I have done my fair bit of, not major training, but yeah, I have done that. But most of the work I have done is I've learned on the job, learned while listening a lot from music from all parts of the world, and then doing it on my own, trying to basically learning on the job is the best.
What was one of the most moments where you felt extremely proud of yourself? You were like, I never thought I would be able to do this, and then you went ahead and did that, musically speaking.
Oh. Not think of. Honestly speaking, whatever I feel proud of every piece of music that I've created so far. I really genuinely feel proud of it. I feel it's coming from somewhere. It's not me. It's not me doing it. It's some power doing through me, and that makes me. I'm amazed about that. It really fascinates me, and I'm proud of it. I'm genuinely proud of each and every piece of music that I've created right from the beginning till now.
You're proud of it, and I must tell you, your audience is extremely thankful for it, because they are happy that they get this sort of music to listen to. And another person who feels the same way, that music plays through them, is your mentor, AR Rahman. He's influenced you the most. So let's talk about Times of Music itself. Had it not been RD Burman, had it been a situation where AR Rahman and you would be in the same episode,
So that was the initial plan by Ram. Ram wanted to do the first
that would
thing.
have been a dream collaboration.
Ram, first thing he told me was that I want to collaborate with you and Rahman sir. Oh my God, that will be too much for me at least. For he might agree, might not agree. But he kind of he got busy with some work, and he has got a lot of assignments. So probably Rahman approached him.
Right.
Rahman got to meet him, and he had informed him also. But I don't think he was free at that.
You've spoken a lot about your admiration for AR Rahman. In every forum that we've heard you speak, AR Rahman has publicly spoken about his admiration for your music. What AR Rahman song would you have covered if you got a chance to do so on Times of Music?
Oh my God, that would have been a biggest challenge for me. Biggest challenge for me too, because he's got what a repertoire. It's a crazy lineup. To choose one would have been a big task. But that happened with Pancham Da also. That happened the same thing. The challenge happened with Pancham Da also. There is so much range and so much variety. There is so much versatility. Both RD and AR.
Yeah.
What to choose? What to do?
But the thing is that when you pay a tribute to RD Burman, the person's not sitting in front of you. Unfortunately, he passed away. But were you doing this with AR Rahman? How difficult would it be for you to perform?
I would be shitting bricks there.
Which song of yours would you like AR? Which song of yours would you like AR to do?
Oh God, what a tough one. Maybe Manja, maybe.
Manja, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
What do you think he would do to that?
Really don't. I'm sure if taken it to some other level which I can't even imagine. And he's the only man who's capable of taking that song.
You want to sing something about you want to sing something on AR Rahman right now? Some song of AR Rahman. You released these videos which said that these are the songs you wish you had composed, and that Agar Tum Saath Ho was one of them.
Songs I wish for mine. Oh
yeah, you want to try singing that, humming a line?
तेरी नजरों में है मेरे सपनों में है नाराजी मुझे लगता है कि बातें दिल की होती लफ्जों की धोखेबाजी तुम साथ हो या न हो क्या फर्क है बेदर्द थी जिंदगी बेदर्द है अगर तुम साथ हो अगर तुम साथ हो. What a song! What a beautiful song!
What a song! And the initial piano line and all of that. I mean, it's just one of the most amazing songs. Actually, we can discuss music, your music, AR's music, everyone's music all day, because that's the kind of beauty that this profession allows you to have. But talking about AR, let's talk about a lot of your other contemporaries as well. What is the most dominant thing that you like about, say, someone like an AR, for instance? The one thing, if I had to say one thing that you learned from AR Rahman, what would that be? Or you admire in AR Rahman?
He's a complete musician. I think that's what I love the most about him, that he's a complete, thorough musician from all aspects, whether it's singing, whether it's composing melody, whether it's programming it, whether it's arranging it, whether it's executing the whole idea, the plan, mixing, everything, and there is heart to it, there is soul to it, there is depth to it. There is absolute great musicianship to it, and in the sense, the quality of music is like the standard is way too high. So it's like boom. No, there is nobody. There is nobody. I don't think it's been 25 years. I'm looking for another person who
I'm telling you, it's A.R. Rahman and then it's Amit Trivedi, because I very distinctly remember I was a child when Roja came out, and
yeah,
I remember how everyone went crazy behind the sound of that. And the same amount of craziness I felt when I first heard the song from Amir. I remember I was on route to, I was on a road trip, and I was like, this sound is crazy. And then there was Dev D, and then it kept coming. So I would definitely, there is absolutely no comparison, but this sort of feeling, the sort of madness that A.R. Rahman generated is the same sort of madness that Amit Trivedi's albums generate these days.
really nice of you to say that. But I whenever I listen to his music, whenever I hear, till date, I'm listening to 99 songs right now.
Right.
I can't even do 5% of what he's doing. I can't even imagine 5% of what he's doing. So for me, he's somewhere else. So it's nice of you guys to put me on that pedestal. It's too much for me. It's too high. I have a long way to. Maybe next life.
Yeah, but you are definitely on the right path. Not the next life, in this life itself. Chalo, tell me about SEL. What do you admire the most about SEL? Shankar Ehsaan Loy.
Beautiful, yaar. What amazing trio. What a combination of a Carnatic classical, a rock, and a classic jazz background. Like 3 different genres coming together and creating that amalgamation of that the combination is beautiful. Yeah, so fresh, so unique, so new, and exactly what you just mentioned about Roja and Devdi. What that Dil Chahta Hai did that to me.
Yeah,
Dil Chahta Hai did that to me. I was like, oh, where did this come from? Who are these guys? Boom! Like out of nowhere, some magical thing happened.
What's your favorite Dil Chahta Hai song?
The title track, yeah, the title track. Actually, everything is great. The title track was very fresh. It was very new, very young, very contemporary. Very today, it's still fresh. Like I'm sure it's 20 years old, I guess, but it's not that. Again, it's got that timelessness quality to it.
Yeah, and that Ehsaan solo in the middle. That's crazy.
Beautiful, crazy. What a trio! What a after A.R. Rahman, it's Shankar Ehsaan Loy, my second favorite.
So I've written that down in the same list. So maybe our lists match. The third one would be between Vishal Shekhar and Salim Sulaiman. What do you admire of these two guys?
Salim is such a Sulaiman. Both they are such intelligent and brilliant musicians. I can tell you. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
What the sense of production that they got, it's by far one of the finest that I've heard in the country.
Right.
And terrific duo, terrific sense of music, and just love their work. I've loved their work since the beginning. Before they became composers,
background score.
They used to do background scores. Yes, and whenever I used to watch any film, I'm talking about, I don't know, between late 2000.
Right.
Whenever I go to the theater, I'm with my wife, and I watch any film, I used to come back like blown away, not by the film or anything, by the score.
By the score.
And every time I used to find the names, Salim Sulaiman. Oh God, boss! They were masters. They were masters of Hindi film, commercial Hindi film scores the way it should be. One has to learn from Salim Sulaiman. Nobody better.
Absolutely. And not just that, Salim is such a great keyboardist, such a great pianist. The way he changes chords, etc. My favorite memory of Salim would be playing the keyboard at Karsh Kale concerts. Both crazy producers, both coming together, and that's a great memory.
Even I have seen that. Amazing. Great duo. Great duo, Salim Sulaiman.
Your favorite Salim Sulaiman track would be what? I mean, something that comes to you immediately when I say Salim Sulaiman. Need not be your favorite, but the one that comes to you.
Many beautiful songs, beautiful melodies that they've created. Ore Pia is one of the most beautiful melodies that I've heard from them. And Mola Mere Lele Meri Jaan.
Ah,
Yeah, and there's some tracks, some scores that they have produced. Like I remember watching Bhoot, Ram Gopal Verma's Bhoot, and
hmm.
of course, I did enjoy the film. The film was good, but what blew me away, that my take back was the score, which these guys were
Okay.
telling me, and I was like, what? What is that? Too good.
You know the story behind Mola Mere Lele Meri Jaan?
I heard, yeah, I saw one of the episodes where they Salim spoke about it.
It was actually a song for the film Door. Then
Door, yeah.
they used it for. Has that ever happened with you, where a song which did not find its place in a film actually became a hit in another film?
Yeah, so many songs like that. So many songs
Which
like that.
ones?
They get rejected in one film, then they go in some other, and then uh, they be- they be- they become hits there. But it's the requirement. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I get it. I get it.
every film has a requirement. Every film demands its music.
And
So
they say "Dane dane pe khane wale ka naam hota
yeah,
hai."
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly with music as well.
Exactly
I
with
mean, that
music.
happened with AR. He got an Oscar for Jai Ho, which was actually
For Yuvraj. Yeah,
for
it's
Yuvraj.
however good the song or great the song is, but if it doesn't fit the in that particular film in a situation, so it makes no sense. So that's not it's a normal thing, I guess. It happens to every film, every composer.
And a word
Like,
on Vishal Shekhar and Sachin Jigar. These are the people
Vishal Shekhar are like
brothers.
buddies, brothers. Seriously, I consider them as big brothers.
Hmm.
Very good people, absolutely great human beings, and amazing work they've been doing. Our past 5 years, all my favorite songs that the Jag Gumya Bolo, this Gungru, which has happened came right now recently from War.
Yeah,
My
war.
favorite. Uh, uh, then Dil Diya Galla, which I've mentioned in songs of I Wish for Mine.
Right.
Then Chashani from Ishke Di Chashani from which film
Doesn't
is
matter.
but amazing songs, yeah. What beautiful songs.
Sachin
Again,
Jigar?
Sachin Jigar, another brothers, friends, pals, who we all three of us have worked together so closely and for such a long period in the past when we
In
used to do
Gujarati plays?
Gujarati plays, we call it anything, advertising, plays. I used to work a lot with Sachin. I used to be in his house for like months.
Okay.
Yeah, like parked there in his house, eat there, sleep there, and make music there. So we used to do
But what a
albums.
story, Sachin as well, right? He was a CA, fan of cricket, and then
And then and he was like contemplating between should I pursue music, should I do CA, should I pursue music? I'm like, chup, do music, chup, chup.
did that happen to you as well? Because you didn't come from a very affluent background. Was that ever a situation where you had to choose between music or any other profession which would have gotten more money to your house?
No. See,
Your parents were supportive.
I don't remember me thinking about any other profession. Since the 10th standard, I was in 10th standard when I saw that instrument that we spoke
Chinese
about.
thing, yeah.
Since that day, there's no looking back. I have no second thought था ही नहीं कि मुझे कुछ और करना है.
Acha. And
luckily.
About advertisements, what I do not like about some of the advertisements is that the credits for the jingles aren't given. And if you notice, some of the biggest names, including A.R. Rahman, Louis Banks, Shankar Ehsaan Loy, all these names we were talking about have actually emerged from advertising. I think my favorite jingle of yours would either be Fantastic Ho Jaye or the Idea jingle, the one that was extremely, it became an earworm. Yeah, I want you to talk about both of them. You're my pumpkin, you're my honey bunny. That's the one.
Yeah, so that's
so annoying but very successful.
It was. Yeah, I remember those days. Advertising. I still do advertising. I love doing advertising.
What was the last jingle you did?
Right now, I did something for Lay's. Smile dekho dekho dekho. with Ranbir Kapoor and Alia Bhatt.
Okay. So, no aspirations for any sort of international collaborations?
Yeah, would love to. I've not thought about it, but I would love to if anything comes my way.
I wanted your word on why exactly do you think the indie scene in India is so subdued? I mean, how does a musician make a mark without being in Bollywood? It's been 25 years that we've been, 25, 30 years of music that we've been talking about, we've grown up listening. In that, just a few names come out when we talk about indie music. Why is that?
See, no, yeah, earlier in 90s, when you talk about Made in India, to Lucky Ali's songs, to Baba Saigal, to
Euphoria,
to Strings, they were bigger than Bollywood. I would consider because when we were growing up, I'm sure even that's about you also, and people from our generation, 90s kids, we used to freak on those music, man, on those songs more than Bollywood songs, and it was, I think, it was going parallel. These guys were bigger stars, I feel.
Then now it's coming down.
And then I don't know what happened. Everything was going so fine, so amazing. The indie culture was booming. It was like rising and doing such good work people were doing there. I don't know how did that shift happen. It's really surprising and strange that everything just stopped. Maybe could be one of the reasons could be digitalization. I don't know. I'm not the right person. I can't pinpoint anything. Experts will do right. But then the rise and fall of independent music in India is something that I would like to study. But now, I think now it's coming back again.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And the other thing is that now it's just not being called indie music; it's being called underground music, and we have a lot of these musicians and stuff. But out there as well, the real fame comes only when Ranveer makes Gully Boy, Zoya makes Gully Boy. That is when people talk about Nazi. That's when people talk about Divine. That is when people talk about this entire subculture of the gully rap. I mean, I'm sure you would have been listening to this for a very long time, as would I have heard it. So, I mean, I don't understand why. Yeah.
See, there is a major reason. The big reason is if you talk about internationally, there is a film industry and there is a music industry.
Right.
Films make films, and music industry, they make songs, they make music. Right? Divided properly, nicely, set.
Right.
Nobody disturbs each other. But bang, we have Bollywood here, which everything is in one basket.
Right.
There's films also, or film mein gaane 5-6 to compulsory. So the major chunk of talent in the country is taken over by Bollywood. There are like 2-3 films releasing a week.
Yeah.
Minimum 2 films a week, which are like 10 songs, 15 songs a week. Month mein ho gaya 30, 40 songs. So like 200, 300 songs only people get from films, Bollywood itself.
That's right.
So we have very limited channels, radio stations too, because the big monies are, this is a big business. The big monies lie here, not an independent artist. Won't have enough money to pump in. These people have the money and resources to pump in that much. So the radio stations only play these 200 films in a year. The music channels also play only Bollywood because again it's all about business and money. So yeah, it's a strange thing. The thing can only change when people will stop doing songs in films, and then we will also have like Hollywood. We will also have different separate industries.
The good part is that people like you are still keeping the indie spirit alive, despite putting out and out commercial, working in commercial films. The indie spirit is still there, and thereafter also. Just yesterday, Vishal Bhardwaj launched his independent channel. So a lot of people are doing that. With YouTube coming in, a lot of people can release music. So that's good news for the industry. And then there are these shows which keep coming by, MTV Unplugged. You have Coke Studio, which brings to the fore a lot of talented musicians, and Times of Music as well. And what I respect the most about you and your shows is the kind of musicians that you get along with you in your entourage. You have Warren playing guitar, you have Divya Kumar singing with you, you have Chirag Katti playing the sitar, Darshan Doshi playing drums. These guys are all huge in their own right. And then when you get them together, it's magical. I must say that.
Yeah, definitely. They are one of the funniest musicians we have in the country, and I'm honored, privileged that I have they work with me in my band, and they bring so much value and to the table. Can't tell you. Terrific.
Talk to me about Coke Studio. Chaudhary has become a Rajasthani folk song. It would have been like, now you go, the Langas and Manganyars in Rajasthan who have been playing music for generations, they sing Chaudhary as if they've been singing it for generations. How did that? Can you take us through the process of creating that song?
So that was a conscious decision. That was my conscious decision when Coke Studio had approached me, and I had kind of seen Pakistan ka Coke Studio, so I was aware what Coke Studio format is all about. So the basic thing that I learned from Coke Studio was that people take age-old folk or age-old classical, whatever bandish is, and then they reimagine it, recreate it, and represent it in their own way. That's what the first season 1 also was done that way only. Is taking old songs, reimagining it in a new way. So I did not want to do that. I thought, why would I take a folk song from anywhere? I'll rather create one. And, I can create one and maybe present it to the whichever state I'm. And that's why I created Chaudhary. Shelly Paji wrote it. I told Shelly also to keep it as rustic and rooted, as if it's been sung by some Mangniyars in some village in Rajasthan. Let's keep it unadulterated, keep it that pure, and that's why we created Chaudhary.
So the tune came to you first, or lyrics, or how was it?
The tune came to me first, and then on that tune, Shelly Paji wrote, and we did not think that it will become so big that actually people will start thinking it's some age-old folk only. Now people are thinking, now it's backfired on me. People think it's some age-old folk song which I have recreated. God.
So let's clear that doubt. Let's make everyone listen to Chaudhary as Amit Trivedi has sung it. Sing Chaudhary for us.
Oh God, don't make me sing right now.
Come on, Chaudhary.
Tough song to sing because it's very, very, as I told you, you need someone like Mame Khan to do justice to it.
Yeah, I know that.
My voice will sound trash. Trust me.
No, I can help you. I have some shakers with me. Go for it.
Look chup na jao ji, aman deed karao ji, reh kyun tarsaave ho, man sakal dikhao ji, सारी शरारत सब जानू मैं चौधरी, और से वो न बंदा जी में प्यार लगी, कि मारे बड़ा में जागी धोकनी रे चंदा में तारी, चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी कुसी रे जुम 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 बाजुम.
Wow, this is perfect. This is very nice. I mean, a different version. The original version, unplugged version. So now that you are at home right now, you have a little more time. What sort of music are you listening to? And on an average day, what kind of music do you listen to? Do you actively listen to music?
Yeah, I do. These days, I'm not listening to much music, but then, I just I'm right now listening to international stuff a lot of international music, and this band called The Midnight. I really love their sound. It's really unique and beautiful. I'm enjoying their music. It's been like I'm tripping on their music from the past 2 years now. I have not gotten out of that yet. Because they have lots of albums. So
what kind of music is what suits you, something that appeals to you? You're like, are you a rock person? Are you a pop person? Are you a folk person?
I'm a music person. I am
Okay.
a absolutely music person. If it's a great rock album, I'm in it. If it's a great jazz album, I'm in it. If it's a great fusion album, Indian album, Bollywood album, I'm a big fan of music.
As a musician, does it get difficult for you to enjoy music like a normal person? Because there are times when you would be, I mean, as a second nature, you'd be thinking, "Yaar, ye produce kaise kiya hoga? What are the chord changes? What filters? What effects? What instruments? How would they have produced it?" Does that happen?
That happens to all the musicians, I guess. All the
Yeah.
musicians, whoever is in this industry, in this field, pursuing music as their career, this comes with that. Like whenever you can't enjoy music for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But then I sometimes cut off that when there is some party happening or when I'm with my friend and there is music playing, I just let that music play and enjoy the music as music and don't go into the nitty gritties.
So
I have learned. I used to do that a
so
lot.
does it then at times annoy you when a not so good song becomes like a big party anthem or whatever it is? You go and it's just like doof 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 playing that sort of kick, and you're like, "Yeah, why?" Or as a musician, does it
A lot
make you
happens.
feel a little awkward?
Yeah, but it happens a lot now these days. These days, if you see
Yeah.
a lot of songs that come out and they're trending and they're becoming a big hit and they got huge numbers, and when you kind of hear it,
Yeah.
you are like this only, huh? What about more than this? मतलब क्यों? क्या है ऐसा?
Exactly.
Strange thing, but nobody can actually answer that. There are many songs like that. It must be happening to you also, to me also.
Yeah.
ये क्या गाना hit हो गया? Listening to DJ. What's wrong with the world? That's what happens. First thing that comes to my mind, what's wrong with the world?
And then you realize, okay, maybe this is what the world likes. So in that case, does this then happen? I mean, I'll circle that back to your own composition, where you've done a lot of mehnat on a composition, you've given everything to it, but it hasn't got that kind of commercial success or the sort of numbers, the trending and all of that, and then you think, what's wrong with the world? Does that happen?
Yeah.
Has that happened?
It happens every time. It happens on every film, every album, every song that I do. It does not go out and become that big. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's something wrong with me, I guess, or maybe there's something wrong with the world. I don't know. It's a strange place to be in. Really a strange place to be in. But then you can't think so much. Otherwise, you'll go mad. You just have
So
to
you
go.
don't think about the outcome of your work. If it's great, it's great. If it's not,
I have to see. At the end of the day, I have to enjoy it.
That's right.
Whatever I'm creating, if I'm not satisfied, I'm not enjoying, and I'm just doing it for the sake of the world will like this, because this is what is trending and this is what has been liked, then I'm gone. Boss.
So then how do you manage the producer's demands? If a producer demands a certain soundtrack just because it is trending, because they're also thinking from their commercial.
I agree.
Yeah.
Understandable. But then I understand that factor that has to be commercial. It has to be something that needs to appeal the larger audience.
Right.
But then I cannot lose my identity. I cannot lose my taste. There has to be something me in it. There has to be some very strong me in it. Otherwise, मुझे मजा नहीं आएगा. मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ? Why am I doing this? So that balance I need to strike. That balance where majority of the audience will also like, and I have to be also agreeing on it.
You gave us a glimpse of that independence when you did a dubstep song for Ishak Zadeh, which was an Aditya Chopra film. And, one wouldn't imagine that film to have a dubstep track. Final couple of questions. If you could tell us a little about the glee that you have when you play a Gujarati song. You are a Gujarati. You started out as a Gujarati play composer. And then every time you play something like a Shubharam or anything which has Gujarati beats, Moti Virana also, you dance a lot on the stage. You really enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah. I enjoy it. I'm not a dancer. I
know, but one can see that childlike passion. Which is your favorite Gujarati track?
Huh? Sorry.
Which is your favorite Gujarati track?
favorite Gujarati. There are many garbas. There are many garbas that are.
You want to sing one for us?
I can't. No, please don't. Please.
That groove, the one,
Huh?
the,
Please
the
don't.
groove, Gujarati groove, where you move your head like that.
I love the folk, Gujarati folk. There are many garbas that I have grown up listening to. And,
Yeah. Have you performed at a garba?
beautiful, huh?
Have you
Sorry?
performed at a garba? Have you performed at a garba?
A lot. My initial stage of my career, I have played as a keyboard player, as a singer. I have done lots of Navratri shows, and we used to sing a lot of Gujarati songs and play a
And
lot
I
of.
must congratulate you. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Play. You're playing something.
No, I was not playing.
Oh gosh, I thought you were putting your hand on the keyboard or something. And one of the albums I must congratulate you on is Ayya. And now, not a lot of people heard it and all of that and stuff. I'm not sure what sort of success it got, numbers and all of that. But what a difficult album to have to compose, because it's supposed to be funny, and it's funny without it being comical. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's the spot that you got was very, very good. So I thought if I got a chance to speak to you, I would congratulate you on that album.
Thanks a lot. It was fun because the director was a mad guy, Sachin
Yeah.
Kundal. I love him. He's a very good filmmaker. He's done a lot of Marathi films, and he's a very fantastic filmmaker in
Marathi films reminds me, Ajay, Atul. Speak about them.
Oh yeah, oh god, this Mimics player episode that I saw.
Yeah,
Now,
what an episode.
my favorite track till now. Of course, all the songs are great. Every rendition is very good. The one that stands out and speaks volumes is "Zindagi Ka Safar" by Ajay Atul.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning.
In songs you wish were yours, is there any Ajay Atul track in that?
Entire Sarat album.
I would say the Natrang album as well, if you've heard the Natrang album.
Oh, yeah, there are some amazing songs there. Sarat for sure. All the songs. I wish were mine.
So there's Azad, there's movies, there's OTT content, there's all the things that you're doing around it. What next, Amit? What next?
So yeah, by the way, I released my first OTT film, Netflix film, released Bulbul, and it's getting great reviews, especially the score and all. So I feel good. I feel happy that I've entered that gully also now in OTT world. With Netflix, the first film, and then there is one more for Amazon Prime. I'm doing.
Okay.
It's again musical for Amazon Prime. And then there are films, of course, there are lots of films. But with this situation, lockdown situation, I don't know what is the future. But it will when everything starts soon. Hopefully, we find the vaccine soon, and things will get back to get back to normal. Maybe in 3 months, 4 months. That's where things will start again, and there are quite a lot of films after that.
Amit, finally, a word for all the musicians who are not getting their daily wages, sessions musicians, the guys who would perform live and all of that. And from the way it looks like, live shows may not happen for a very long time. What would you say to all of them?
They're the worst affected. I feel they're the worst affected.
And not as much spoken about, unfortunately.
Not as much spoken about. Worst affected. There are people who I know. There are musicians who I know who their livelihood runs only by doing shows. Like live shows is their only way of earning money, and they support their families. And that ain't happening. I don't think that's going to happen for the next 8-9 months now, because public gathering, unless some magic happens and some vaccine comes, there are talks going around about vaccines. I've been hearing about vaccines for the past 2 months now. Nothing's done. So unless there's a proper cure to this thing, I don't see any shows happening till then.
That's true.
And that is a big blow to their families and lots of musicians and some amazing musicians. I just pray that things get normal, because I don't want to lose out on these amazing stars of my life. These are stars of our life.
That's right.
Musicians. And they are suffering. Like, it's very painful to see them go through that. So I just hope and pray things get normal soon. This is rubbish, whatever is going on.
Absolutely. Hope and praise. So before we let you go, if you would like to sing a song for us which inspires hope and prayers for everyone, if you want to do that?
God.
Love You Zindagi. That would be a good one.
Actually, yeah, correct. Na, you're right. जो दिल से लगे उसे कह दो हाय 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 हाय, जो दिल ना लगे उसे कह दो बाय 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 बाय, आने दो दिल में आ जाने दो, दे दो मुस्कुराहट को हाय हाय हाय, जाने दो दिल से चले जाने दो, कह दो घबराहट को बाय 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 बाय. Love you zindagi, love you zindagi, love you zindagi, love me zindagi.
Amit, thank you so much. It's a long way that you've come from being a very shy person, now doing interviews online and performing for us as well. We wish you keep achieving greater heights and keep bringing us the best music that you can for all of us. Thank you so much. This was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.